Are you thinking about starting to count your macros? Well, if so, you need to make sure that you're doing these 5 things first before you start counting your macros. So I'm running through 5 criteria that you need to meet before you start counting your macros. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already done so, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I post weekly content on functional fitness, functional bodybuilding, as well as gym equipment reviews. The first criteria is, are you currently consistent with your workouts? So a lot of times when we start a workout program, we're starting to exercise, we're starting to focus on our nutrition. We add all of these things at once and it can become really overwhelming and stressful. So what you need to focus on first is, no matter what your goal is, whether your goal is to work out 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week, every single day, you need to make sure that you're consistently doing that first. So if your goal is to work out 3 times a week, are you consistently working out every single week 3 times? If you're not currently doing that, I would focus on that before you start to count your macros. If you're interested in checking out my fitness apparel line, I'll leave the link in the description below, fitgrind.apparel.com. You can actually click on that link and you can go sign up for your chance to win a free FitGrind gift card. So go sign up for your chance to win a gift card. What do you got to lose? We do monthly winners, so go check it out. Like I said, I'll leave the link in the description below. Second step is, are you incorporating a protein source around each meal? So we need to make sure that we're getting enough protein throughout the day, and that's one of those macros that you're going to count if you go to counting macros, is counting your protein. But one thing that we can do before that is make sure that we're structuring protein around each meal. So around our breakfast, we have a protein source. At our snack, we have a protein source. Lunch, snack, dinner, making sure that every single time that we eat, we have some source of protein. It's also going to help us have less cravings throughout the day, stay more satiated and full. The third criteria, if you're ready to count your macros, is, are you currently eating enough vegetables? So I always recommend that you bare minimum need to be eating 2 full servings of vegetables every single day. Now, you could definitely bump that number up, but if you're not currently eating 2 full servings of vegetables, you're not ready to count those macros. Consuming enough vegetables every day is going to help us, again, stay satiated, stay full, help us get those micronutrients. And a lot of times people just look at the macros of they want to gain weight or lose weight, but they're not really looking at the quality of the food that they're eating. So eating your vegetables, making sure that you're getting enough servings of vegetables throughout the day is huge for staying satiated, full, and just your overall health. Step number 4 is, are you drinking enough water? So if you're currently not drinking enough water, you need to focus on that first before you start to count your macros. Good rule of thumb is you're going to drink half your body weight in ounces. So say that you weigh 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces of water every single day. Again, the goal with all of these steps is consistency. I don't want you to just do it one day and think that you're ready to count your macros. You need to make sure that you're doing these things consistently. So that 200-pound person needs to drink 100 ounces of water, do that consistently, and then also make sure that you spread that water out throughout the day. So make sure that we're not just drinking nothing between, morning to noon. You have a major headache around that lunchtime, and then you drink your water. Make sure that you're spreading that 100 ounces or whatever the amount of water you need to drink throughout the day evenly. It's gonna help you be more productive throughout your day, have more energy, you're just gonna overall feel better. And especially when we're working out and exercising, we need a little bit more water than normal. So make sure that you're getting half your body weight in ounces. If you're not doing that, you're not ready to count your macros yet. And last but not least, the 5th criteria, if you're ready to count your macros, is sleep. I cannot stress this enough. If you are not sleeping, it's going to be really hard to make progress in the gym. It's going to be really hard to have energy to go to the gym. It's going to be really hard to really do anything. So bare minimum, you need to be getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep. That 6 is on the very, very low end of that sleep. I would even stretch it out to 7. If you could get 8, that's great. But you need to make sure that you're sleeping. If you're not sleeping, like I said, you're not going to have energy to go through your workouts. It's going to be really hard to recover from those workouts, because when we're working out, we're breaking down muscle tissue, we're breaking down our body, and that sleep is where we really recover. And if you're not sleeping enough each night, you're not ready to count your macros. So those are the 5 things that you need to do before you're ready to count your macros. What that's going to do, it's going to make sure that you're doing a lot of healthy habits that are going to build when you do add those macros and you start counting those macros. It's going to help you make continued progress. So a lot of times, like I said, when you're starting a workout program, it might be stressful. You're focusing on getting your workouts in, and you're focusing on counting your macros and doing this perfect program. Focus on the workouts, focus on getting protein around each meal, focus on getting enough vegetable consumption throughout the day, you're drinking your water, and you're getting enough sleep. If you can focus on those 5 things first, while you're starting that exercise program, it's gonna be a lot less stressful. And then once you master those things, then maybe it's time to start counting macros. I've had a lot of clients that have made great progress on just focusing on those 5 habits and not even counting any macros. And sometimes maybe you don't even want to start counting macros. So that's something that I would evaluate. Are you doing these 5 things? If you are, then maybe you're ready to count macros. If you're not, I would focus on those 5 things first before you start to count macros. So if you enjoyed that video or you took something away from it, give me a thumbs up. Like I said, this is my criteria of 5 things you need to do before you count macros. Make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on other videos on this topic coming up soon. I'll catch you guys in the next one.